Good afternoon to all of you. It's a matter of pleasure, privilege and pride to address such an elite gathering. Incidentally, this is the fourth talk by which over 550 people have heard this talk for the last 4 months in the same hall. By far, this is the biggest gathering. Compliments to Government Association for doing it well. Thank you, all of you, for making time to come here. In particular, I would like to mention a category of people without naming. They are so senior in stature and so successful in business, yet they chose to came here. Deeply obliged, I will not take the names. We can start off with the program right away. You all are big CEOs or job creators or taxpayers. But my friend Mr. Madhav Kamath, engineer from Vasco, he used a lovely term for you just last week. He called you drivers. Don't worry, he called you drivers of economy. I simply love that term. This is very true. Welcome aboard. Now this talk is about business. So I'm in business, you in business. This is not a motivational talk. It's a very hard-hitting talk. Because business is brutal and ruthless, particularly the youngsters may note it. My upfront apologies with folded hands if it hits you somewhere. It is not meant to point out at anybody, just general talk. Tribute to Mr. Madhav Parrikar, who was supposed to come here today. I don't know if he has come. Mr. Parrikar may be on the way. One of the main reasons I am here standing here before you today is Mr. Parrikar, who put me on EDC board. Q&A, I do not want questions. I want you to grill and roast me, particularly youngsters, okay? Your feedback is very vital by WhatsApp. More critical, the better. You have all shown a very enlightened mindset. And you got about full marks. Not from me, from Mr. Warren Buffett. He always said his ability to learn was his biggest asset. In 2013, I was with Mr. Modi in person when he was the CM in Gujarat. I learned 5 things from him in 5 minutes. He didn't teach me anything. I learned about that little later. Let's start off with the mantra Om, nothing to do with religion. What it means is open and objective mind. When in business, always keep the mind open. Things change dramatically. You can never say, because the best assessment of people, facts and issues are done when you have an open mind. And you can take best decisions. Inflexible minds invariably create problems. ऐसा ही होना चाहिए, वैसा ही होना चाहिए, creates a problem. So kindly keep an open and objective mind, particularly the youngsters. I urge you also to listen to this talk with an open mind. The very fact that you all came here reflects a very open mind on your part. 64 years back, I'm giving back to the businessmen who have taught me so much. My qualifications. How am I qualified to give this talk? I was not intelligent. I was just lucky to be wherever I was. Let me admit upfront. 40 years CA practice as first generation entrepreneur. My cousin always says here that you are the first entrepreneur from our family. 12 years EDC, chairman and director. This was the actual running of a company. We had Neil NPAs, Mr. Angle, who is there today. He mentioned after 12 years that we had nil NPAs in the entire 12 years. Not easy, but we had to work under political pressures. We even had a net profit of 80 crores during our time. We were voted the best in India in 2022 in Jodhpur after we completed 10 years. 7 years chairman of Chief Rozgar Yojana, where we used to sanction on an average 2 loans per day. Small loans up to 25 lakhs. So all this EDC thing gave me a exposure to hundreds of businesses. What fails, what clicks, what doesn't work. So this I'm going to pass on to you as a pure postman. Most interesting, 25 years I had the occasion to work alongside Mr. Parrikar without contesting elections. Invaluable experience. about 100 different books from all business leaders on the globe. I've read, it comes to slide in later, so it's 84 years overlapping experience. These are the books, some of the books. All top world leaders you can find. TCS, Titan, Adani, our clients, the exposure we got with these biggies. University was our client for 30 years. So we got exposed. I had occasion to work with 6 different vice chancellors, all very, very high level, different intelligence here. Greatest entrepreneur on earth. I and Donald, you know Donald Trump. We are on the same boat. We feel Elon Musk is the biggest and the best entrepreneur to have touched on earth. We often say, why? You ask me why. We often say, "Arey, jaldi karo, ye rocket science nahi hai." Mr. Musk was exactly doing rocket science, sending rockets to space. Nice story about him. He wanted to construct a gigafactory for Tesla car batteries, not Tesla car. So the built-up area was 10 lakh square meters. 10 lakh square meters is 1 lakh, 1 kilometer, 1 kilometer, 1 kilometer, 1 kilometer. You may not be able to say, better, I feel better. May not be able to say. That big. The cost of the project was rupees this big. 42,000 crores. 42,000 crores. They asked Panasonic to shell out 40%. Panasonic knew that this guy is very, very temperamental. What happened? Did they give the money? Yes, they gave the money. But what they said, the Panasonic chairman said when he gave the money is very, very interesting. We are too conservative. We have to change. We have to use some of Elon's thinking. Amongst us, we have a person of that caliber, of chairman of National Panasonic, Mr. Pravas Naik here. Why am I singling him out? He's from Margao, extremely senior businessman, from the most reputed businessman from South Goa. I didn't have to persuade him. The moment he came to know that this talk is on, he said, "Can I come with 3 of my top executives?" That is the attitude. Youngsters, your attitude defines your alternative in life. Please remember the learning attitude. You've got to change your thinking. Think big. How big? Eric and Larry Page say, think 10x. 10x is too much. You can at least go up to 2x, or 1.25x, 25x. Please aim higher, you go higher. I had the occasion to see these 3 universities in person. The scale, the beauty was breathtaking. Stanford, 83 Nobel laureates. Princeton, California. These are the scales which were the world over. Warren Buffett has a very interesting lesson. They are very great friends. So once father of Bill Gates asked them, "Tell me one factor which has made you so successful." One factor. Both give the same answer. Any guesses? Focus. Laser focus, total focus on whatever you are doing. That begets to success. Always focus on your core business. There are 2 communities, I won't name them, who control 66% of India's business, more or less. I had written in Business Goa why they are so successful in 2 words. There was an article, but I had chosen 2 words. What are the 2 words? Most serious about business. So also you all are. Most serious. In business means they don't think of anything else. And focus, like you all. Remember that focus. Testimonial. It's Narayan Murthy. So at his house. Don't ask me what advice I gave him. That billable, chargeable. I asked him, how did you become so big? He had started a company with 50,000 loan from his wife. Tony Wave never thought of becoming so big. Little by little, we grew up to here. When the critical mass was there was a huge leap. So always remember, when big people become small once upon a time. First strategy, quality versus cost. First and foremost, what sells is quality. Let's be very clear about it. Basic thing is good quality at a good price. Price and cost are similar. Nano, for example, when car Nano, bombed on both the things. Bad quality, bad price. Project gone. If quality goes up, cost and price also go up. Golden mean is to give a reasonable quality and reasonable price. Now you may choose a niche market and give a very high quality at a very high price, like iPhone. And if you are in a position to do this, please do it. Before the competition sets in and it's up your margins. Salim Javed, during their heytime, used to tell the producers, you have to pay us 1 lakh more than Amitabh Bachchan. 1 lakh more. They used to get paid. Why? Out of 24 movies that they wrote during that particular golden period, 22 were bumper hits, mega hits. If the quality is there, you can command a price. Let's deep dive into quality. How to achieve the best quality? Best knowledge, infra, processes. You have the best machines, men, materials, methods, SOPs, software, data. Review these as an outsider, time and again. Where are we standing? What are we falling short on? Please review. There is exactly open and objective mind. Everybody thinks that हमारी इसमें ठीक चल रहा है. There were some review by yourself or by somebody else. I have a 21-point checklist when before you buy a machinery. Anybody wants, I can give. In EDC, we had a company called GAAN. The 30-year-old machinery was there. They were trying to make some money out of it. We just closed it down. But with 30 years old machinery, you cannot manufacture a competitive product. What is quality? The range of, you can always see whether you all stand all these aspects. What your materials inputs, workmanship, useful features, and functionality is very, very important. Typically, you are mobile, pay for the functionality. Anything, functionality is very important. Durability, consistency, quality, maintenance, convenience. आजकल convenience का ज़माना है. Everybody wants most convenient thing. Easy exchange, upgrading, resale value, less labor, less power manufacturing, latest technology, very important. Range of all products. A pharmacy cannot say I don't have 10% of the products. Next. The service is very, very important. Pre and post delivery. Service. Looks. A client told me that he has got a better branded scooter, but we don't sell in the coastal area because there's a lesser brand but colorful scooters. It's a fact. You check every aspect of the product, the service. You may assign it to your internal person, whoever it is, but regularly please check where are we falling short. Don't flow with the tide. Speed of delivery. Aajkal speed is essence. And we are in Goa, it's all a package. You cannot say, my quality is good, no, rest of the things don't matter. No, people look at it as a package. If everything is okay, you are good. If something is wrong, then you are wrong. Best approach, the mantra is appropriate or competitive quality at an appropriate or competitive price. I'll decipher that for you. Why do I say appropriate competitive? Competitive price, you know, it has to be competitive in the market. It's quite simple. Appropriate price is a premium price that Salim Javed used to charge or a discounted price. It's appropriate price. Why do you say discounted price? To kill a competitor or enter a new market. So for quality improvement, customer feedback is absolutely essential. In the entire presentation, I would put this number one. Customer feedback. Please have your customer very, very active. People want to tell you, provided you ask for it. They're scared to tell you something is wrong with you. But if you ask them, they will tell you. Cost which a little later. They're tempted to reduce the quality, but they're doing it at a cost of a reputation, which is your biggest asset. My home and my office is from Kamath Builders, both of them are here. I never checked their agreement. We signed with a eyes shut. Total quality. In short term, things will work. They make advertisement. In short, medium and long term, what works is only quality of goods and quality of your services. Since quality involves speed, again we are coming to Elon Musk. We will be coming to that again and again. Speed versus Sushega. On a good day, Musk used to make 100 command decisions as he walked the floor. Please read this book, Youngsters, the Bible of Management. He says at least 20% of the decisions will be wrong, no problem. We can rectify them later. If I don't decide, we die. These are his words. Same decision making speed is with Ellen Mitchell, where my classmate works, and AM Naik, L&T, former chairman. Now frame the next one, Bill Gates. What it means is speed sells. Speed is of utmost importance. Blinkit, in Pato at least, they get in 10 minutes. I don't know how they get in 10 minutes. We order in 10 minutes, the goods are there. Second one, there are 6 M's in business, very broadly, 6 functions: man, machines, materials, money, management, marketing, all starting with M. Which is the most important you think? Marketing. In my view. Why? If you do good marketing, you get the best of marketing folk. Because marketing makes money. Am I right? Only if you sell, you will get the money. Whatever circus you may do in-house, if it doesn't sell, no value. But what I find, by and large, people say, why do I need marketing? Why do I need marketing? Why do I need to advertise? Very common in Goa. Let's see why you have to advertise. Only if your product sell, you get the money to build expenses. Remember this. You are the best of goods and services. Many don't even know that you supply these services. I've seen n number of cases. The fourth program, in another program, the person who introduced me to the everybody is exporting in 9 countries. I didn't know. You're sitting next to me. So please let everybody know that you are doing so and so, which is lacking in startups in particular, to sustain the business at the same level, even same level. To increase the business, build a waiting list. Okay? To increase the margins, if you have got double the customers, you can increase your price. Am I right? Build a brand. Coming to that, how Mr. Lodha built his brand last week. And if you don't advertise, your competitor advertises, you're gone. But you have to be in marketing. See what the customer wants every week. Make one person in your in-house in charge of that. Keep a pulse on the market. Kya chal raha hai market mein? Today the preferences are changing very fast. So please assign this to work to somebody. If it is not told to anybody, it is nobody's work. The joke about accountant, there was an interview of accountants. Question asked was, how much is 350 plus 350? The first person said 650. It was wrong, was thrown out. Next person said 700. He was also thrown out. The person who got selected, what answer did he give? He simply said, sir, आपको कितना मांगता है बोलो उतना हो जाएगा. So, look for what the customer wants. Having few customers, only 1 and 2 or 1 or 2 suppliers is very dangerous. I know businesses. 1 or 2 suppliers or just 1 or 2 customers. कुछ होता है, gone. How can you market yourself? Youngsters, please see very carefully. Anil Parikh was a very senior CA. Oppa will know. He had come here about 40 years back when I was a young CA. I asked him, sir, institute doesn't allow us to advertise. How will I start my practice? You know what he said? 40 years down the line, each and every word of that is correct. He said, Mr. Kekre, who said you can't advertise? The way you dress is an advertisement. The way you talk, behave in the society is an advertisement. The way you conduct yourself is an advertisement. Down the line, 40 years, every word of that is true. You're building an image. People are watching whatever you are doing. Why am I telling to seniors also? Never underestimate your customers, suppliers, or the government authorities. Have excellent relationship with each and every one of them. The most important word in English dictionary, relationships. Please protect them. 1 minute is enough to destroy. It requires decades to build them. Can the product be advertisement, product itself? With due respect to all the builders here, please have a look at Rajdeep Builders next to Mishra Peda. Building is lit up at night. Oh, beautiful building. You can't miss it. Can an office be advertisement? Why not? Adani headquarters. We had been there last March. Actually, it looks like a 5-star lobby. They are lobbying. Visibility. जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. Customer focus. For example, मेरा नाम जोकर, famous Raj Kapoor, deemed it fit to make the movie, huge budget, many stars, flopped heavily. Next, he produced a movie with youngsters, became a big hit. Bobby. What the market wants is important, you've got to give that. Be aggressive and fearless in marketing. But I broadly see that we are very conservative in marketing, almost timid. I'm coming to Lodha advertisement, which came 3-4 days back, front page, you can't miss it. So aggressive in marketing, Lodha. And what was he saying? That I'm not in Goa. You say, I'm not in Goa, front page, full advertisement. We would have put at the most 1 foot page. So he's building a brand. You've got to be very aggressive in marketing. A builder went to the college who had got salary arrears, sold so many flats. Aggressive marketing. Lodha, as I said. Can anybody miss this advertisement? IPL, classic case in marketing. Game like L&T. It's a construction company, but they have started a IT company side by side. So you would say, I'll give you order of my construction equipment, provided you give me order for the IT business. Order. He got orders. Jitendra, first movie if you remember, first ticket had flopped badly, but he bought all the tickets and sent people free. Next week and thereafter became a mega hit. And we have a client in Hotel Training Academy, he gives 100% placement, guaranteed, 60% of that abroad. His growth rate is 50%. Mala, Panji, is a non-Goan, but this is in Mala. Now this is real story. Bill Gates, in speed of light, he gives this incident. There was a hotel which said, one mistake you point out in our functioning, you get a full refund. One mistake. They did extremely well. Room free. Promise hotels of USA. Third strategy, who runs your company? Of course, HR. So recruit the best of the people, have good SOPs, delegate and watch the fund. We are deciphering that item by item. Recruit the best and pay them well. It's not easy. I know it's not easy. Resources should be there, people should be there. They should not run away with your business. It's not easy. Hire people smarter and more knowledgeable than you. They can pull you out. Train them consistently. Motivated staff can take your company anywhere. Your staff should be completely motivated. Demotivated person can destroy your company. A.M. Naik used to say, whatever you decide, make sure the right person is the leader. Leader is extremely important. You put it beautifully here. Okay? We had an incubation center in EDC, which was a wrong leader. My mistake, including mine. Maybe we were in a suit. Attitude of the leader matters a lot. To recruit for attitude sometimes they train for skills. This is what I find lacking quite a few people in Goa. There is no proper CFO, there is no proper CEO, there are no key employees are avoided. Why? And the owner is running and trying to do everything. So please have a proper person in a place so that your organization runs well. I know it's easy to say, and it's very easy. But please see this. Someday you should not get run out. Because most important is your health, family time and peace of mind, not money. Money normally comes along. Health, peace of mind and family time. If you are going to do everything, then there's a price to pay. Mittal, I was told by my friend, this is so well planned. Any presentation known by the junior most, you will listen very intently. No hurry, no rushing, nothing. Second, very important, best of system, procedures and SOPs. Please don't underrate this. Including corporate communication, which fails often. मेरे को बोला ही नहीं, मेरे को ऐसा बोला ही नहीं था, मेरे को परसों बोला था, आज नहीं बोला, all that headache. Communication. L&T Finance MD, Goan Dubashi had come a few months back. He said, more boring the SOPs, the better it is. I've seen businesses, societies, religious institutions. My friends are here. Lot of confusion, fighting, this, that, because they are not SOPs. ये ऐसा क्यों नहीं किया? वो वैसा क्यों किया? SOPs, follow them strictly. SOP for every activity and process of your company. Company should be in autopilot. Nobody should disturb you. Sir, ऐसा हो गया, क्या करने का? No. Still people will come, but that should be 90% less. So if somebody comes, make an SOP for them. Saves your time, no confusion, only consistency, better quality products. Another thing, rely on expert. Mr. Gadkari, Nitin Gadkari, one of my heroes, who doesn't know anything about road construction. But see the kind of network he has built across the country. So rely on experts. Everybody thinks that I know everything, but then you will make mistakes. Financial SOPs show your CA. I've seen n number of people falling in trouble because financial SOPs were taken for granted, or they were not there. Never sign in a document which has financial implication till your lawyer and chartered accountant has a look at it. Lawyers are not good in finance. Okay? You think you are good in finance, then you are in trouble. With folded hands, I am requesting you. Please, who are the finest SOPs in the world? The person runs a manufacturing facility, raw material, equipment, finished products. 3 shifts a day for 50 years. And you are always there. Didn't get it? All the ladies sitting here. 3 shifts a day, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Manufacturing, raw material, equipment, finished goods. You have the best SOPs in the world. Most of the management solutions you can get from them, provided you respect them. We are damn good at forwarding jokes, no? Correct? Women working also in the office, rating is into 2. Third most important, most fail here, and this is my all-time favorite, delegation. Youngster came to me, big businessman. His uncle is here with us today. I won't disclose the name. He said, I have to sign 200 checks every day, you know. Now, most of you must be signing at least 25 to 50 checks. I have a simple solution. Checks above 1 lakh only you sign. Below 1 lakh, you only sign a list of the checks to be issued. Now, how will you know whether he has really issued the checks? Appoint an internal auditor, pay him 25,000 per month to check whether the checks issued can encash in the bank are as per the list. What? Your time may be 1 hour of your time may be worth 25,000. You pay him only monthly. checks above 1 lakh. For example, below 10,000, don't sign checks at all. Let somebody else do it. Internal auditor, often mistook as Nakashi Nigalar. Actually, internal auditor is your eyes and ears of the top management. He has to come and tell you this is going wrong here, that is going wrong here, that is going wrong here. Not supporting bills and all that. If you have a proper internal auditor, he'll give you the. You need not interfere everywhere. ये कैसा चल रहा है, वो कैसा चल रहा है. No. Then you are being internal auditor. Your time is much more precious. The real big guns. To delegate, you want to follow triple formula. First of all, you have to trust people that they can do, which we normally don't take. Then train them. Then actually transfer. Even that is difficult. हाथ वसना दुपा, अपुरुष करता. बच्चा है, कच्चा है, कैसे जमेगा? You know, train when it comes to a station, correct? Those boys come with tea. They give you a cup of tea and take the money back. Correct? Money and give it. One of such boy is the most powerful man on earth today. Am I right? Never underestimate anybody. TCS, the executive assistant to CEO Ramadhan Rai. Who is he? Chairman of Tata Group. You are the executive assistant to the MD of TCS. Why delegate? You can have vacation with your wives. I mean, respective wives, huh? Don't go and tell. Secret don't. GMA. Elon Musk. No, this is only indicative. Huh? Time for critical thinking, business planning, analysis, review. You have to have user time for that. Not for doing routine. You should not even touch the routine thing. Think week. I go once in a year, I go for a think week. Out somewhere thinking only about the most important things of my business. Sounds silly, no? Am I right? Not me. Who is doing it? So whenever you are traveling in by air, think whole week taking out is very difficult. When you are traveling by air, think about the most important things. Not small things. Check issue, don't. Big things. Direction to your business. Have a business plan, strategy. Not floating this way, that way, this way, that way. चल रहा है. Delegator multiplies himself. Delegate, but you have to test check later. If you don't delegate, shut your eyes. People will take advantage. Test check. Best leaders are those who create maximum leaders, not followers. Delegation also improves staff retention. The moment you delegate more and more and more and more, that fellow will come up. Like how Chandrasekhar became the Tata Group chairman. If you don't delegate, if you are going to do the same work, he is going to do the same work, he will leave the job. Delegate and prioritize work. A very important principle here. Truck. When Saman is being shifted, in the truck you put the big things first and the small things here and there. If you do ulta, then all big things will remain. So your life or your day is finite. If you are going to do donkey work or less important work, more important work will remain. I have seen n number of people who are died doing smaller things, although they were capable of much greater things. Please consider this. You have to also accommodate a family in that work, not only work. I'm 100% sure Mukesh Ambani doesn't look at issue below 100 crores. Mantra is never do anything what others can do for you. I follow this to the T. Please read this carefully. Okay? Now, a caution for married men. This is for office use. Don't try this at home. Okay? Treat the staff well. Constrain discipline, pay them well, but treatment to the staff matters a lot. 5 things I learned from Mr. Modi. We have been there for 5 minutes. We were sitting with him, ADC, MD, and myself. First, delegation. Total delegation. Assembly session was going there. This man is sitting on the table, not a single paper. Almost like sitting idle. Time management. Table Khali, he gave appointment within 2 hours. We were inside his cabin. 2 hours. Relationships, not with me, with Mr. Manohar Parrikar. He had a very close relationship and he wanted more of it.
I learned this secret at a restaurant.
Public relations. Next photograph. I said, can I take a photo? He said, I stood like this. I can't shake hands with the CM. This man takes out his hand. Public relationship, Zabardast. And open mind. Okay, now who's come from Goa? Small fish. No, you opened up his mind. Let's see, let's talk to them. 5 things. February 13. Example of relationship. Musk was kicked out of PayPal. Rather unfairly, but he didn't protest much. Surprising, no? Later on, Tesla was in deep trouble, 2008. Nobody was giving Tesla money. Suddenly, the PayPal guys come up and say, we'll help you, and they did help you. So, to protect relationships. Within 18 months, we were the hottest company on stock market, US stock market. So, that's a power relationship. Quote, the biggest strength of USA, youngsters, Elon Musk, valuation $400 billion. Apple market value $4 trillion. How does this come? Improvisation and innovation. Innovation is the word. WhatsApp was sold to Facebook for rupees 1,50,000 crores. Innovation. Can you imagine the kind of money? What innovative USP you have for your product or service? Why should I buy your service or your product? You should have answer for that. You should have very strong USP time to time. Divide the USP. Upgrade. Like, and you need not be very big for being innovative and all that. You need not be very big. Nirma was so small. They threatened Hindustan Lever, Lantern, Ubrastali. Hindustan Lever sent executives to the market to find out why people are buying Nirma. Some innovative product. WhatsApp. He was refused a job by Facebook. He was rejected. He went back home and created WhatsApp and sold it back to Facebook for 1,50,000 crores. So don't underestimate yourself. Our startups in Goa also have huge power to scale up. Always innovate and always improvise your processes. Have an innovation hub in your establishment. Look silly, correct? Innovation hub increase our cost. Government body as a RBI as an innovation hub. Okay? So some mechanism you have in your factory by which you be constantly innovating. Make somebody in charge or make a team of 3 people and see the magic. Give them a target. You have to give me 5 suggestions. And you'll be given a prize for that. Should a CEO also innovate? CEO also? Let's get an answer from the biggest company in the world, most valuable company, Apple. Tim Cook. He innovated every twist and turn. Every twist and turn. Your cook at home, master innovator. No Pallavi. Bapu hum ke khaina, Cholo hum ke khata, Sili hum ke khaina. So you innovate every day on the menu. Correct? Anyway, so don't forget your home cook, team cook, America Kundo. Team is to use this ERP to forecast sales and reduce inventory. Most important, use technology. Computerize, automate, mechanize. Use the technology. 2 months back, there was a news on AI which I circulated to my business group. 5 minutes, I get a message. Who is good in AI in Panji? The man is 80 plus, extremely dynamic, our own Mr. Anil Kamble. We all are much younger, may not be as nimble as him. Satya Nadella says, my AI efficiency can improve 10 to 15% every year. Innovative way to work. I want to take credit for this. Any work, maybe in kitchen or temple or club or business or a school, 4 questions you have to ask before the work, to start the work. Is the work necessary? Musk has demolished education department in USA. I don't know how he did. So many a time we do a work which is not necessary. Why? We did it last year, no, let it continue. Please review those. I bet 10 to 20% of work is not necessary. At least 10%, but we do it. The problem is, if you do what you did last year, you will get what you got last year. Simple. Any other better way of doing it? Okay, we have to do, confirm. Better way. For the 6th Vice Chancellor I worked with, the best was Mr. Nigam, Dr. Nigam. He expired unfortunately. We used to have a meeting of 8 hours in university every year. Senate meeting, court meeting. Anybody from university? Okay. So this man comes and says, keep it at 4 o'clock. He says, sir, 12 baj jayega. Don't worry. He finished the meeting in 2 hours. To the point. Meetings, are big waste of time. I've seen political meetings, social meetings, business meetings. Half the time you talk nonsense. Please cut it out. Keep it very sharp. You do it. Third one, Ravichandran of Goa Electrical Fan. This is Crompton's earlier avatar in Bathoda. He came and doubled the production. How? From batch production he converted to line production. Can I delegate to somebody? Third question. Fourth question is, can the tech help you? So say these 4 questions and then only you start doing the work. If somebody else can do, don't do it. If tech can do it for you, let it do. 2 innovative improvisation masters I've seen Mr. Modi DPT 50 crore people in 30 minutes. When one prime minister used to say, if I send 1 rupee, people get 15 paise. Correct? Faceless assessment. You got a income tax notice, you don't know from where it has come. You can't pay him. So government revenue increase. This is my real hero, Aditya Puri, former MD of HDFC Bank. He never used laptop, never used mobile. 5:30 used to go home. And despite that, after 25 years, HDFC valuation beat State Bank. I'm not finished. State Bank and all public sector banks put together, HDFC valuation was more. This to work with delegation, speed, and most important reason, he was a CA. Very, very important. How many of us do this? We are ongoing this thing, ongoing price scheme, whoever gives the best suggestion. We had visited Toyota in Bangalore. The person who was giving the maximum suggestion, I used to wonder whether he's working or only giving suggestion. 10 or 20 suggestions per day. Okay, so please have this scheme. Employees want to tell you, but they are afraid. Boss, chid jayega. They should be completely unafraid in telling you where you are going wrong. In our office we give cash prices on the spot. Walmart says it gets its biggest suggestion from Stores Club. Criticism helps innovation. Never shout on the criticism. Aggressively invite criticism from all ends sundry. Tell me where I'm doing wrong. Please tell me where I'm doing wrong. Please tell me where I can. People will tell you, but people don't tell. They are afraid. You will be irritated. Bill Gates, my most important job is to listen to bad news. Why? Bad news is actionable. Tell me the bad news. Tell me the bad news. Now, Titan was Citibank for SpaceX. The economy is used to have. You know an example? The first privately built rocket to reach orbit. His crew had designed and constructed on its own. His crew had 500 people. How many? 500. Whereas Boeing's comparable division And how many? 50,000. The actual figures from the book. So he was very innovative in whatever he was doing. SpaceX, one of the. In running a government company, Pravas Pam may remember our Mathura Stadium was constructed in 6 months. We were doing internal audit that time in 1988. So I asked the chief, you are a government company, no, you should delay it. How we are giving before in time? He told me there are many reasons, but I'll tell you only one. My colleagues or juniors can't get along with me on a particular issue, I get along with them, I'm badne. So he's talking about total teamwork. Mittal, no politics allowed. The moment he sees anybody doing politics, he's sacked. Innovation in problem solving. Okay? Real life examples. Firstly, 50% of the court cases are ego issues. State, let me tell you. Biggest enemy of a human being is ego. Youngsters, lesser the ego, more you will succeed in life. 40 years back, Dhirubhai Ambani used to say, I still remember, I don't know if any, I will salute of youth when work is getting done. Anybody remembers here? I salute of youth. I know somebody who was wasted 25 crores for 10 years in time and energy and focus just to find out a case. CMD Air India, we had some problem. Panda Plaza plot was under dispute. So we went to CMD of Air India, Mr. Lohani. We discussed only for 4 minutes. Plot clear. DC got 35 crores in COVID time. Mattered a lot. No antibiotics. Here we were very lucky. The company had 150 workers. What does? Company was going down every day. We luckily got a Kerala government company to buy. So there were no questions. Then there was a loan given by EDC and State Bank jointly. Nothing, the case was running for years. The sword hanging on EDC. We combined heads with State Bank. High Court gave the decision next month. Favorable decision. How much? How much to innovate? Correct? Sergio Gupta, pole vault world record, he broke 35 times. This I heard from Mr. Modi on the radio. So we've got to constantly innovate. Must unconventional thinking. Additional facility in a tent. He said, anything but production has to go ahead. Google, 20% of time and resources are for innovation. How many of us can say even 2%? Innovative partnerships. Satya Nadella says, in today's world of digital transformation, every organization and every industry are potential partners. For example, Goa Chamber joining hands with GSI, for example, even if they are rivals. But this is mostly ignored. People don't go for collaboration. I don't know why. Look for collaboration. Maruti Suzuki and Government of India, probably the best collaboration on earth, what they have ever seen. Newspaper and bank can collaborate. Times Group joined hands with ICICI Bank credit card. He gave us a credit card. Last week, Microsoft, Elon Musk and BlackRock combined and had some 34 billion fund. Although two of them are rivals, or their clients are rivals. This news came in Economic Times. Fifth, second last. Aditya Puri used to listen to presentation of the juniors. बोला मेरे को global ज्ञान मत दो, मेरे को बोलो लड्डू किधर है? This is in the book. These are not my words. What is laddu? Business or profit, whatever you may say. He was focusing on profit. Ramdev Agarwal of Motilal Oswal says beautiful words. Profit is paramount. And result orientedness is required for profit. There's much missing. goal scenario. We don't run so much after profit. We should. चलता है attitude नहीं चलेगा. A strong message should be given to everybody in the organization. चलता है attitude नहीं चलेगा. Profit, results is most important. Results, profit. France football team, about 20-30 years back, they were champions, world champions. Next tournament, they got out in the first round. Anybody football fan remembers? First round. Why? They did not lose a single match. They did not concede a single goal, but they were out in the first round. The football fan this time. Remember? Why? They did not score a single goal. They did not win a single match. All matches were drawn out. You got to score, you got to win matches in order to win a tournament. So tell your employees that you have to be result oriented. Paolo Rossi, Adata, he was a forward. Everybody would give him the ball, somehow he used to be there at right time, goal, head in, goal. Why we remember him? He was Italian, and that year Italy won the World Cup. Everybody remembers a result oriented person. Is only a profit a good indicator? I made so much profit. I was making a mistake for quite a while. No. Return on owner's capital employed. How much your money is there? Equity of partner's capital. How much return you are getting on that? Look at this example. We have 5 rupees net profit on 100 rupees sale. 5% we are getting. Correct? But the capital employed is 500 crores. Just 5 rupees is only 4 rupees 500 crores to be cut. We think this is India. It is only 1%. So see how much of your capital is invested and how much return you get on the capital. Not merely net profit or not percentage on the turnover. आपका पैसा कितना लगा है, उस पे कितना आ रहा है, that is very important. Legality, yes, your business has to be legal, no doubt. Morality, I'm not here to teach you morality. So you have to be, you are here for profit, not for charity. So you have to be ruthless in business, absolutely ruthless while protecting your image. Why? Jeff Bezos says, your brand is what people say about you when you are not in the room. Okay, for example, Tata. Cut loss is a segment of your business, you are doing multiple businesses or multiple products. Okay? Cut out the segments which are less profitable because they are getting cross-subsidized by your profitable segments. They are dragging the profit down. Mostly these are not done. So you have to make segment-wise profit. May not be detailed, but at least the broad profit. No sentiments in business. General Electric used to routinely sell company divisions. Now, a simple quiz. How many red things you see around you? Tell me in 5 seconds. Okay? I don't need the answer. Why? Now, I'll ask you one more question. In the course of looking for red things, Rohan, did you see any blue thing? Did you see any green thing? No. Why? Because you are looking for red. Am I right? So that is how you have to look for profit. How the hell will I make profit? How will I increase the profit? By retaining quality. Okay, how will I bring down the expenses, increase the income? All the time you have to think about it. Cost. You must another cost. Lychee choose by NASA for 1500 rupees each. Musk made it for 30 rupees. $30. 2% of 1500. You know, he used to use one particular trick. So this equipment is there. You are selling it for 10,000. You would analyze each of the part cost how much. Total. Okay, it cost only 10 rupees. When you are telling me this is 1,000 rupees, then you would bargain. Very unique technique. But Musk may be big fellow, but if he sees our ladies bargaining in the fish market, he will faint. Having said that, all ladies are natural MBAs. I mean it, huh? Masters in budget adjustment. All the ladies are smiling from here to here. Masters. You'll be surprised, a lady saves around 25 lakhs during her lifetime by effecting savings in the day-to-day expenditure. If you pay them 1 lakh salary per month for doing entire thing, hotel cooking, managing the entire house, over 50 years she is entitled for 6 crores. Rao's Bab, be thankful that his wife is not around. Must question every requirement of your product or service, every requirement and operation, zero-based budgeting, every cost to analyze. You should plot all the costs and analyze them every month. Remember, what you focus on, your staff will focus on. You focus on cost, controlling costs, they will focus on that. If you are least bothered about cost, they will also least bother. Please focus on costs. Recurring cost is also a deadly thing. Air India gave us a plot, EDC plot, and we sold it to RBI. RBI is paying 25 lakh rent per year. Although they paid 35 crore, 25 lakh per year. We take care of a lot of overheads of EDC in perpetuity. Increase income, turnover, somehow or other, plan A, plan B, diversify, जो भी है, you have to increase the income, somehow or the other. Monitor your profits account, monthly, quarterly. Now, you may not get a detailed profits account, no. Turnover, major cost, my gross profit. Okay, but please monitor. Once you monitor, everybody will be on the toes. Boss देखता है, कुछ भी नहीं चलेगा. Budgeting is a must. Targets are most important. Targets, very very important. People work as per target. When I was the CHML in the year 2000, Ramesh Baba gave the thing, what your office number does. So that time we had to raise funds. So I gave target to about 10 CAs. You have to reach 25,000, you have to reach 50,000, whatever it is. Each of the CAs religiously brought in that much money. So okay, 50,000 or 50,000. So people follow targets. You have to give targets. Without target, people don't. And we were voted as the best branch in entire Western region by the year. Thanks to you, at least. Goa, Gujarat, Maharashtra. Goa branch was voted the best branch. Steep budget and review. Show PLBS your CA and ask suggestions. I'm sure 99% people don't know. साल बीत गया, सितंबर आया, रिटर्न फाइल किया, बात खत्म. Regular reviews of operation. Dr. PS is very very strong on reviews. Who is Dr. PS? Anybody? Dr. Pramod Sawant. Let us give the due. Very strong on his reviews. And Dr. Dubashi, who was a former Vice Chancellor of University, which business to continue and to add? We have multiple businesses. Quite interesting. Titan follows this. Concept of gross margins means selling price and measure direct cost of a particular product. That gives you gross margins. Correct? Your gross margin should be enough to absorb all the overheads, leave enough profits, free cash flow. So what matters is the gross profit. Mantra, progressively related. So reduce the less profitable businesses, increase the more profitable. Simple. That's the best way to increase your profit. Because unless you need to give a range, pharmacy cannot say these 4 products I will discontinue. No, nobody will come to the pharmacy. Because if you continue to do what you did last year, you will get what you got last year. Tighten. New business ideas were given. Gross profit margin target. Not इतना % gross margin होना चाहिए gross profit. To qualify as a future shock business idea. One cost is 8th wonder of the world. Interest. Clock doesn't stop on Sunday or at night. It goes on. Business is even destroyed with interest. How to save? Just 1 or 2 minutes. Debtors and stocks strangulate a business. I have seen enough number of businesses strangulated by debtors and stocks. Stock liquidity, you're blocking space, you're blocking insurance, interest, 5 more problems. Please tell me when you can now get goods from anywhere in the corner of the country within 2 weeks. Why you need to store so much stocks? 3 months stock, 4 months stock, people keep. But if you get a discount in bulk buying, fine. Or freight reduction in bulk buying, fine. Please monitor the stocks very, very regularly. And debtors, these two lines are very, very important. Debtors, either offer cash discount, follow up regularly. People give money to that person who is chasing them the most. Okay, so you have to, there are multiple ways. It's not asking to take that. You can ask me in person. Debtors, if they go bad, will go down with them. I know of a businessman who debts are mounted up to 12 crores. He had told me personally, he was about to sink. Fortunately, he survived. Monitor all the assets on your balance sheet. 90% of people here, I know you will not. Please see your entire balance sheet. Whichever advances, deposits, this is that, clean up, recover them. The more the time goes, money is gone. Pay expensive liabilities unless that money you want to use for a better purpose. Monetize every aspect or asset of your business. There are two things here, asset and aspect. Asset is, we know, every asset. What is aspect? With the wildest of imagination, you have to encash, monetize. We had gone to Madhya Pradesh in November, we had a boat ride. They took money for that. Now suddenly I saw 4 or 5 half-naked boys on the hill, on the rock. I said, why are they standing there? To jump. I said, why they will jump? If you pay them, they will jump. If you want to see how they die, I give 50 rupees. They prefer to jump, stand towards a boat, collected 50 rupees, happy. 10 people like me, he makes 500. That is shared among the boat. So with wildest imagination, you have to monetize every asset and every aspect of your business. Jack Welch, straight from the gut. He is considered the CEO of the millennium. Okay. My job is to get the best ideas on earth to my company and spread them. That is my job. Promote and pay your best staff to deliver the maximum. So everybody is encouraged to deliver the maximum. This is a Bible of management, absolutely. For integrity and excellence, Google Sundar Pichai earns rupees 5 crore per day. 2-3 years back he got that much money. Outsource. Whichever expensive your part of your thing is, outsource it. Days to do, General Electric. Last, 6th this thing. If you are not that, you are out of business, today or tomorrow. If you are not, you are out of business. You have to be competitive. Ultimate test in business. Be a business or a club or a temple. I was just telling somebody, Hanuman temple in Mahalakshmi temple complex has got much lesser visitors. This Hanuman temple has got 10 times more because convenience in parking and on the way. So even gods have to compete within themselves. Okay? What tourism? Has to compete with the world. So monitor the competition and the competitors very, very closely. It's a nice example. General Electric was manufacturing aircraft engines. They thought 90,000 capacity, nobody will make them on the earth. No question. The competitor got 94,000. So you've got to frame this. So watch who's competing. Consumer feedback, again and again I am telling you, is extremely important. They will tell you, अरे उसको देता मरो, वो सस्ता दे रहा है, वो अच्छा क्वालिटी दे रहा है, और सर्विस अच्छी दे रही है, the terms बहुत अच्छे हैं. Please ask your customers. They want to tell you but they are afraid. आप गुस्सा हो जाएंगे. I have a format, simple form, please email or even WhatsApp. I have a USP, again and again I am coming to beat the competition. What USP you have that I will buy from you, not from your competitors. Rajiv Bajaj was with me, sitting with me in NIO many years back. Then later on he said, watch your competitors constantly. Rajiv Bajaj is of Bajaj scooters, now motorbikes. So designate a competition tracking officer, CEO, Chief Technology Officer we know, competition tracking officer. He may change. He has to tell you, वो वहाँ पे कर रहे हैं, you have to be ahead of the competition. diary page of Google, why most companies fail. Only incremental changes here and there, they are not bothersome so much of competition. Suddenly a wave comes and gone. Today Trump has announced 25% tariffs on any motor car imported in USA. Anybody has read the news? 25% straight, any motor car. So how many businesses will be destroyed? I don't know. This is battle where the technology driven changes are rampant, typically Nokia. To recap our 6 strategies: monitor the quality and the cost, do robust marketing, always focus on profits, results, recruit the best people, have SOPs, delegate and see the fun. Be innovative, be competitive. In one line, if you have to reproduce the entire this thing, how to do business successfully, constantly increase your income, constantly reduce your expenses while maintaining quality. Anybody can drop the cost, but quality will. This is the sum and substance of the entire presentation. Thank you so much for listening patiently. Thank you all.